Even the most talented people need to constantly develop their skills and abilities in order to achieve outstanding results in their field. Talent is just a starting point, and success requires hard work and striving for excellence. In our today's episode, you'll witness the most amazing moments from the lives of people which were captured on camera. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so as to not miss even more interesting episodes. How is this even possible? I think you'll agree that we don't want to compete with him at all, but it would be nice to get a lesson. When shooting at a target gets boring, you can always diversify the process. This girl knows how to surprise with her talents. I can't believe that anyone is capable of such a thing. It's hard to even imagine how many falls and bruises he had before he learned how to drive his bike like that. Given that his body remains motionless, how does he even get up? What kind of warm-up do you do while sitting at home? By gradually improving coordination and control of movements, it is possible to achieve a whole new level in performing various movements with both hands. To improve his own results, he decided to change his approach and take a unique approach to training. Who needs skis or snowboards when you can repeat a moonwalk right on the mountainside? Few people can boast of the same effective performance of tasks at the same time. This guy is a great example of multitasking. Impressive dexterity, confident control of her body, and skill make you admire this girl. There doesn't seem to be a height for him that he can't climb with his strong arms. Good physical fitness allows her to control her body. Wow, it was too close, but the footage is really impressive. Do you think they were both just lucky, or was it a proper calculation of the skier? This is a great way to hone your motorcycle driving skills and play your favorite game. By strengthening the muscles of the body and legs, as well as balance training, you can achieve stable balance and confidence in your movements. Who said that a treadmill can be used exclusively for running? Such an extraordinary approach can greatly diversify gym classes. Who said that you need to be like everyone else? This guy has his own special throwing style, which is also very effective. The driver of the monster truck knows how to surprise the audience with his spectacular stunts. This is a unique throw. Usually the ball falls into the basket or past it. It seems that nothing is too much for this man. To perform such tricks, you need not only to master your own body perfectly, but also to trust your partner unconditionally. Many people can skate, but he performs tricks masterfully. Some snowboarders prefer skiing at night because of the special atmosphere and the lack of people on the track. There is nothing more wonderful than sharing unforgettable emotions with your best friend. Few people could get away with this situation. This is one of those moments that makes people fall in love with surfing. Who could be a better company on the waves than a dolphin? Here it was necessary to try very hard not to fall into the mud. This is a great movement, but a hard landing was most likely impossible to avoid. We usually see something like this in the movies. Fans of extreme sensations are constantly finding new ways to experience them. I am sure that none of you can call these ladies weak. The audience watched this jump with bated breath. The ease with which they move is deceptive. Performing complex acrobatic elements requires strength, flexibility, and precision in their execution. The girl impressed the audience with her physical strength and excellent control of her body. I wonder if he's as good a player on the basketball field, or if his skills are limited by this device. Not only is his strength impressive, the girl is also trying to keep up. Appearances can be deceptive. Never underestimate an opponent. He has reached a new level of repair work. And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead. Thrill seekers everywhere see opportunities where they can get a dose of adrenaline and test their own strength. This girl even managed to take care of her appearance despite the fact that she is at an altitude of several hundred meters. The captain's experience allows him to organize amazing trips through narrow, rocky gorges and make them really memorable. This guy can easily gather an audience around him. It's impossible to look away from his performance. Some may call it childish, but most likely they will not be able to repeat it after them. Even Indiana Jones himself would envy his abilities. He spends so much time on his bike that now they've become inseparable. When it is not possible to visit a ski resort, you have to look for other ways to ski. He even manages to perform various tricks here. The ability to spin on your head is usually inherent in professional dancers and acrobats. To develop this skill, you need to gradually strengthen the muscles of the neck, shoulders, and body, as well as improve balance and coordination of movements. A wheelchair cannot limit the willpower and aspirations of this man. He took rope skipping to a whole new level. Have you thought that skipping rope was only suitable for children? In order to achieve this level of mastery of the body, one needs to spend a lot of time and work. Sometimes it's hard to believe that a person can be so flexible. Paragliding over the beach gives a feeling of freedom and offers stunning views of the sea and sandy beaches. The artists of the fire show demonstrate their professional skills and ability to handle the fire elements, which causes admiration and respect from the audience. She is undoubtedly enjoying the process of learning new tricks and improving her skills. I must say that it is a pleasure to watch this process. Accuracy does not come from nowhere. It is a skill that can be developed through training and practice. To achieve their goals in sports, athletes have to perform various grueling exercises in training to improve their own results. It seems that a few millimeters separated him from the ground, but this did not prevent him from continuing to move. He does not like the cold in ski resorts, so he chose the ideal alternative for skiing on a board. It's called sandboarding. Undoubtedly, he will get a driving license in a matter of minutes when the time comes. The driver made a fatal mistake when the wheel decided to leave the car.
What a twist! Haven't you expected to see this either, have you?
At some point, fortune turned against him, and now he has to try much harder than the rest of the participants. The artistry and dance elements only made their performance more memorable. She is not one of those who believes that the beach is a place where you can only sunbathe and relax. Life is unpredictable. And even more so, it is impossible to predict at what point nature will decide to interfere with its everyday rhythm. The effectiveness of a pole or a staff in the hands of a master is worthy of amazement. I wonder in what everyday situations he can use his abilities. Such a big, muscular back is always admired. It's probably very difficult for him to choose a shirt or a jacket. I understand that he wants to brag about his impressive abilities, which he worked so hard on. During the performance on the crossbar, gymnasts perform flywheels, rolls, turns, and jumps. The athlete must be able to control his body and maintain stability on a narrow surface. The students of this parachute school have acquired skills, thanks to which they can now even arrange extraordinary shows. It is not surprising that many visitors to this restaurant prefer to sit at the bar. They can watch an amazing show here. Watching her work is the best way to amuse a perfectionist. Automated movements and professional skills formed as a result of years of practice contribute to faster and more efficient performance of work. This talented chef is loved for both the taste of his dishes and for the process of cooking them. This is the case when the path is questionable, but the outcome meets expectations. This is not just a children's toy, you need to spend a lot of time to control it in such a cool way.
Hey guys.
In Bojutsu, the stick is not just a means of self-defense, it helps practitioners learn and perfect punches, blockages, throws, and grapples. Good physical fitness has a lot of advantages, including in situations of everyday life. Watching him, it seems that he is doing nothing difficult, but this is only due to his dexterous movements. Not only does he perfectly coordinate his movements and keep his balance, but he is also completely not afraid of heights. Gymnasts perform a variety of exercises during the warm-up in order to begin the basic elements. Maybe in another situation, she would have been scared of an insect, but before the start of the competition, there were more important things. A few minutes before the start of the World Snooker Championship, the pigeon diffused the tense situation a little. He hardly expected that he would get a point this way, but luck was on his side today. Gymnasts have a very high level of training. If they feel that there is a risk of falling, they can quickly take measures to minimize injuries. You can admire not only his physical form, but also his lightning-fast reaction. Safety measures don't always work perfectly. Fortunately, the girl is fine. Perhaps if they manage to get into the vase, the probability of wish fulfillment becomes higher. He is definitely one of those people who, if he takes on something, strives to do it perfectly. "10 years of experience in operating an excavator have not been in vain. Given the speed of his hands, it is very difficult for him to work with slow people. This girl manages to stay elegant even when she opens a bottle of beer. Talented croupiers are not born. To do their job effectively, they train the muscles of their hands and fingers to be more dexterous and fast when dealing cards. A bicycle is a reliable and environmentally friendly form of transport, which is loved all over the world. It seems that it can hardly surprise anyone. However, you can sometimes see very unusual modifications. The small gap between the rows and the trolleys in the aisle makes it easy to move around the cabin of the aircraft, but this is not a problem for her. Controlling a flyboard may seem relatively simple, but in fact, it requires a certain level of skill and coordination. The preparation for the performance was really great, and they achieved perfectly synchronized movements. Such a declaration of love will definitely be remembered for a lifetime. It's nice to watch his smooth and dexterous movements. Roger Federer is a famous professional tennis player. Did he think that his young fan would be able to compete with him on the court?
It was so cool! It's hard to comprehend how this is even possible.
The atmosphere of the store pushes for a certain image and movement. You should never focus on one thing. By performing elements and exercises from other sports, you can develop additional necessary skills. He did well, even dropping the racket. He did not lose his head and used his palm, although it is unlikely that it was done according to the rules. In summer, it is quite difficult to play volleyball in open areas, so the best option is to organize a match after sunset. That's why a dog is a person's best friend. It is always happy to spend any time with the owner. When playing with a worthy opponent, even he clearly understands who will win at some point. This guy is not looking for easy ways and does not like to relax a lot. The boy may have a great future. Besides, he already has his own fans. Such gadgets are designed to make our lives more comfortable, so why not use them at all times and everywhere? It is very important to find a friend who is ready to implement the craziest ideas and share unforgettable moments. Musicians can do a lot of things in order to be appreciated. He really deserves a generous contribution to his work. Even though the car was racing at full speed, the dog still managed to survive. Matt Taylor is not just the coach of the Bristol Rovers, but also their personal wizard who can turn off the lights with just a wave of his hands. For sure, this is the best way for him to relax and forget about everyday problems. Perhaps she is a person who has both hemispheres of the brain equally developed. The girl is fluent in both her left and right hands, painting pictures at the same time. The realism of the picture is simply incredible, but his head still spoils the impression a little.
Flip it 3 times, then flip it into the oven. Yes, sir.
If his pizza is as delicious as he skillfully cooks it, it's not surprising there is a long queue of visitors. Developing flexibility is a process that requires time and patience. She's doing a great job with it. Understanding the basics of physics makes it much easier to do any job. Someone else might have fallen, but not him. He managed to bring the accuracy, range, and speed of frisbee throws to a very high level. This baseball player has superpowers. Otherwise, how can you explain the fact that he still managed to catch the ball? Developing movement coordination and balance will help him gain confidence in his movements. However, he is still doing well. Why clean the car diligently every time if you can find a very effective way to avoid it? A good sommelier knows how to handle wine in some magical way. Do you also think that you can watch this process for hours? The new rules of the restaurant have made the life of the staff a little more difficult, but more interesting. Women can be professional athletes, do fitness, or just devote a lot of time to physical fitness. Despite the fact that the process of gaining muscle mass is slower compared to men, with the right training and nutrition program, they can achieve the desired results. Starting to play sports seriously, young people often underestimate static exercises. Nevertheless, they help to develop not only muscles, but also a sense of balance, as well as learn to control the body better. This is a very unique yet quite convenient life hack for those who have to chop firewood. There is always a place for new ideas and activities in nature. Doing something every day, hand movements are brought to automatism, which is why her hairstyle is always impeccable. Some studies show that from 2 to 5% of the population have abilities that allow them to effectively cope with several tasks at the same time. Working at this amusement park turned out to be a great motivation for training. Juggling is a real challenge for motor skills and coordination, and it can well become a great hobby and way of self-expression. This little girl has a real talent. She probably doesn't even understand why adults are surprised by her accuracy. I'm sure that he knows exactly what to do with himself at sea, and in such a way as to get the most out of it. There are many disciplines where athletes still have to wear uncomfortable uniforms. However, the purpose of the protests is to show that every woman should decide what to wear on her own. Usually, skiers use special clothes and equipment to protect themselves from the cold. It seems that this girl is not afraid of it, and she feels great half naked. In comics, usually only superheroes have this flexibility. In athletics, female athletes usually wear special sports swimsuits that provide optimal support and comfort during training and competition. Such clothes must comply with the rules and requirements, but lately, they've been causing more and more controversy and discussion. Sometimes it's enough to put a little effort into solving problems. Initially, swimming competitions were exclusively men's. Women's disciplines appeared for the first time in the 1912 Summer Olympics in Stockholm. Now, women participate in all the major swimming disciplines represented at the competitions and achieve excellent results. Confident girls can choose revealing outfits that emphasize their shapes and attractiveness. Their bold outfits always attract the attention of others.
We're sure that our episode has impressed you. In fact, we always strive to choose the best ones for you. And we want to thank our regular subscribers and warmly welcome new ones.